Absolutely. So they could be out there at Coastal Carolina. It's best just to call your office to get their name in the hat to make sure that you know.
And I'd like for them to see me when they get there so that I can put them in the place where we can best utilize their services.
Right.
Great.
Absolutely. There's still an opportunity for folks to contact the office if they work somewhere or if someone owns a business and could possibly sponsor a walk site or put a sponsor plaque on the walk route
sign
there.
or a mile marker. We put those all around the walk route, and there's always opportunities. We have a wonderful sign company that donates our signs for us, and they are the kind of folks that are like you, Greg. They say, well, if you sell one the day before the walk, we'll make the sign. And that's the way that you like to have people be, is that kind of volunteer.
I love it. And those are very reasonably priced. Those are as small as $50 to as large as I'm sure someone can put you won't turn down. That's right. Just to sign the check. You'll fill it in. Yeah.
I like that.
Joe, one of the things we didn't highlight as much as we should have last week when we were doing Walk America Week there at Ripley's Aquarium was ambassador babies. That's so much a part. I remember when we filmed up at Marion Medical Center, up there at Marion Regional Medical Center, and we had those examples talking about how the babies and, of course, the sheriff or otherwise would kick off the walk routes and then, of course, be the leader of the pack. You did it in Loris. I know we do it at Horry County. Share with the viewers the significance of ambassador babies and their families for Walk America and the March of Dimes.
Well, I appreciate your asking that. We have ambassadors for our walks because that is the face of the March of Dimes. This year we have a set of twins. We have Hope and Isaiah, Knuckles Johnson, and they were born weighing under 2 pounds each. Hope came in at 1.7 and Isaiah came in at 1.11. And they've been our ambassador family for 2007 from the prematurity standpoint. And then from the birth defects standpoint, we've had Ken Hunter, and Ken is an assistant coach at Coastal Carolina University, and he's 24 years of age, and he was born with spina bifida.
That's right.
And it just points out that there are 120,000 babies born with a birth defect every year in America, and we haven't conquered all of this. We've worked at it. The statistics are down for spina bifida, but he's made a great ambassador as well. It just shows you both sides of what the March of Dimes is all about. And that's something to your viewers as well. We certainly are always looking for ambassador families. So if someone's life has been touched by prematurity, I hope they'll get in touch with us.
Yes.
And we'll talk about getting them involved. And the ambassadors that we've had in previous years, we've made them part of an Ambassadors Always Club.
Oh, yeah.
So that we
I love
keep
it.
the Parker Wilsons and
Riley
Sapples,
absolutely.
We keep
and
them
Luke
with
Parrott,
us
So
because they
many.
go out and make a lot of appearances. In fact, Riley was at Forest Brook Elementary's walk last week. She was out walking with all of the young people.
Oh, yeah.
They would wave at her as they would come past her, so that was great.
Well, also the PD division ambassador families, whether it's the likes of Kobe Williams and so many of the folks in Loris or in Dillon or Lake City or Marlboro or Marion, of course. When you think about your Georgetown connection, your walk there is just is even closer.
Oh, it's even closer. It's April the 21st.
Wow.
Wow. That's wow as well.
Wow's an easy word this morning, Joe. It's 7 a.m. We can get that out easily.
Right.
That's right.
It's a wonderful experience for all of us, particularly my husband and me. When we complete Horry County's walk on April the 28th, he and I have done 35 Walk Americas together, so we've gotten up early.
35?
That's right. But we've enjoyed every one of them because of the people we've had a chance to get to know.
You know, Coach Bennett last Friday was sharing, Joe, of course, that this is for Joe Fisher and particularly for Joe and Sterling as a team, the last Walk Americas as a staffer of the March of Dimes. Of course, we expect and pray and hope that y'all will be coming back for Horry County Walk Americas and other Walk Americas for years to come. But obviously, stepping down as executive director of the PD division is a big hit for all the volunteers and for all the loved ones of you.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's time for us to retire and to move a little bit closer to where our family is and get to enjoy our grandchildren a little bit. But certainly there's a rich legacy here, and we're glad to have had a small part in that, Greg.
Yeah, we got a tremendous group there, of course, with Colleen and her amazing involvement as a community director and traveling around. I think she shared last Monday that she's putting 1,000 miles a week on her car traveling. She's got the the Lake City, the Dillon, and the Marlboro County walks.
Loris
walks.
She
Excuse
does
me.
Marlboro
Those three
County
were,
in the fall.
That's right. That's right. Excuse me. Those 3 walks back to back, the 21st, 28th, and May 5th, and you've got the 21st, the 28th. I don't know how you do it, Joe.
Well, we just are blessed and to be given enough energy and enthusiasm to see it through. That's the way it is. And we have volunteers. And the good news is when you pick up the phone and call and say, normally we don't do the first saying. They say, "What do you want, Joe?"
Right.
And I say, "Well, I'm glad you asked that because I'm getting ready to tell you." And you say, "Well, I need you. Would you mind if doing this or this?" And very seldom does anyone ever say, "You know what, I just can't get to that today." But they all say, "Yes, what can we do to help?" That's the spirit that it takes to get things done in the not-for-profit world.
And of course, it's so critical now where we've had some walks throughout the state that have not hit their numbers. For this to really help, you know, as we were preparing for Franklin's interview on Monday, I noticed in reviewing some of the past board minutes that Kathy and Holly were in town, and Kathy highlighted that last year only the PD division and the Low Country division made their goals.
That's
and
right.
therefore, of course, because of really weak walks there in Greenville and in Columbia, we've got to make sure to continue to have the strength with the Horry County's walk and the other PD division walks that you've had in the past, because literally every dollar.
Well, if you don't make goal, something has to be cut, and you hate to see a grant not get funded that might be an important grant that's needed in the state because you just don't have the monies to be able to do it. So the goal is there, and we're striving toward the goal.
Right.
And with everyone's help, we'll make it.
Let's break down April 28th. We got 3 or 4 minutes,
Okay.
Joe. Let's just highlight again. A viewer can be involved. They can call the 488-3463. They can go to walkamerica.org/South Carolina,
That's
set
right.
up a team, send it out to 10, 20, 50, 100 folks. They can get a nice T-shirt. Is it $100?
$100 gets you a Walk America T-shirt.
Great.
The walk is Saturday, April the 28th.
Okay.
Registration is at 9. The walk starts at 10. It is a 3-mile walk.
3 miles.
3 miles. And it's not walking a mile and a half and turning around and coming back. It's a 3-mile walk through the campus. We will have golf carts stationed throughout the campus so that if someone gets started and they get tired and they don't think they can make the entire 3 miles, they'll bring you back to Brooks Stadium.
Right.
We just need people to wear comfortable shoes. Bring your children, bring them in the strollers, bring the wagons, and come with a smile on your face and joy in your heart for babies.
I love it. I love it. And of course, you don't have that lugging along the beach. It'll be a lot easier walk. You're not going to stress out as much. Won't have that heavy wind on the front or the back.
Won't have high tide at Coastal.
No high tide at Coastal Carolina,
That's
but there'll be a
right.
lot of tide going that day.
That's right.
Absolutely.
They'll be able to catch the wave, that's for sure.
And there really are a lot of activities for a viewer who hadn't been out there in the past, either at the Myrtle Beach Pavilion or now getting ready for this year's walk. A lot goes on.
Lots of music, lots of fun. We'll have biscuits for babies. There'll be moon walks. There will be a lot of fun, food, fellowship, and a punt, pass, and kick competition. Come and join us. Good parking, easier parking, really, because you'll be able to park right there on site.
Right.
And the security folks from Coastal will be there to guide you into a parking space.
Joe, we know the March of Dimes is not a job for you. We see that in you. We've always seen that. What is it that motivates you so much? What
just
keeps you
hate
driven?
to see a baby suffer. There's just something, having visited a NIC unit for the past 3 years, and to walk up to one of those little isolates and see a 1-pound, 8-ounce baby that can't cry because it's too sick, and all those tubes coming out of it, and know that that family is suffering and the baby is suffering, means that someone has to make a difference. And if we've had a chance to save a baby in the 7 years we've been involved, we are just grateful.
The March of Dimes is really making a difference, isn't it?
They have for a long time. They've made a difference in my life, in funding the polio vaccine, and they're making a difference in babies' lives.
Absolutely. Joe, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
I appreciate
You're
you,
amazing.
Greg.
We love you. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Joe Fisher coming up next. You know, there's so much we could highlight to try to stay focused on April 28th. There's so many things. We want to focus on the time. We want to focus on the date. We want to focus on all the volunteers. But there's really 3 key things to focus on. Hope, Isaiah, and Ken. Hope, Isaiah, and Ken. Think about that. The 2 ambassador babies and our honorary ambassador baby this year, you need to write those down. Write them down right next to the date, April 28th. Registration's at 9, the walk's at 10. Coastal Carolina University Walk America, big opportunity. You can be a part of it. The goal, $293,000. We heard about the success of Forest Brook Elementary last week and their tremendous push, but there's still a long way to go. We've got less than a month now. The walk's 3.5 weeks away. Write this number down, 488-3463. That's 488-DIME. Call it. Pick up the phone and call Joe Fisher, call Colleen Shanley. Someone return your call to find out what you need to do, but the team can be as small as 1, as large as 1,000. You need to get out there that day. $100 gets you one of those great-looking T-shirts, but get out. You can make up to a $15 donation to be a part of the walk that day. Really just get out. The first time you get out, you'll be thinking strong and hard about Isaiah and Hope and Ken and all the folks that are impacted by premature births and birth defects. The March of Dimes is making a difference. Joe Fisher's making a difference. You can make a difference.